Welcome back to another Cardboard Stacker. In this episode, we'll take a look at Magblast, a card game of screaming space battles. This third edition of Magblast was released in 2006, published by Fantasy Flight Games, designed by Andrew and Christian Peterson, and art by John Kovalic. It's for 2 to 8 players for ages 10 and up and plays around 10 to 20 minutes. The object of the game is to be the last one standing by destroying your opponent's command ship. There are 3 types of cards with their own decks that can be found in the game: command ships, fleet ships, and action cards. First, the players are given a command ship that represents an alien race, with each having their own unique ability. There are fleet ships ranging from small to large, each varying in speed and type of damage can do. While most ships are basic, a few ships can perform other abilities as well. Lastly, there are action cards. These vary from the basic beam blast and squadrons to cause damage, direct hit cards to allow you to do combos, or other cards that help you or hinder your opponents. Also, some action cards will have a resource symbol which could be traded to draw new ships. For this demonstration, I will go over a 2-player game. Everyone starts with 1 random command ship, 6 ships and choosing 4 by placing them face down on one of the 4 zones, and 5 action cards. The game is divided into 5 main steps. These are discard, draw, reinforce, maneuver, and attack. First, you may discard any number of cards from your hand. Second, you draw action cards until you have 5. For these first 2 steps, you will have to skip these on your first turn. During the reinforcement step, you are allowed to trade cards with a total of 3 or more symbols, either 3 matching or 3 different, to draw 1 fleet ship card and add them to your fleet. In maneuver, your ships can move to the next adjacent zone by their movement number printed on the top left corner. Ships can only be moved once per turn, and each colored zone can only hold up to 3 ships. The last step is attack. Your ships can attack other ships in the same colored zone. An empty zone means you can attack the command ship in the middle. In a regular game, you can attack anyone, but I recommend adding the controlled carnage variant where you can only attack the players next to you. When attacking, each ship can only fire with a given type of torrent it can fire with. For example, with this Dreadnought, you can fire with green beam blasts or red mag blasts. Each ship can only make 1 attack per round and fires at only ships in the same colored zone. To demonstrate, I will attack here. Oh wait, I forgot something. When firing a blast, you must make a sound effect to accompany your attack or else it will fail. So I'll give this another go. Boom! Any blast will remain on the ship until it is removed by another card or when the ship is destroyed. If your blast was successful, you may play a direct hit card that either allows you to use another blast on that same ship or a direct hit effect card. Direct hit effects have powerful abilities like Boarding Party, which steals your opponent's ship. Squadrons are another way to attack. In order to use your squadrons, both fighters and bombers, you need to use a carrier ship. They work like blasts, but you may play more than 1 from any carrier and they return to your hand at the end of the turn. This means that this damage is temporary until you can destroy a ship. Unlike blasts, fighters may attack any zone. Fighters and bombers can be counterattacked with another fighter if an opponent has a carrier in his fleet. Minesweepers allows you, as an attack, to remove a minesweeper or asteroid field played by an opponent. To directly attack a command ship, you must fire on an empty zone. If that ship receives a total of 8 or more damage from both blasts and squadrons, he is eliminated from the game. Magblast is a small game which only uses cards, but these are some high quality cards. They're plastic coated and air cushioned. The art is silly and fun, and it's done by the same artist who did Munchkin. Also, each ship is unique with a small modification to the art. Making sound effects in the game gives Magblast its charm. It wouldn't be called Screaming Space Battles for nothing. I will always play the game this way, and I can see why most people wouldn't like this part, but my game group has fun doing it. The game feels too light for me since it's basically a take-that card game, and it comes down to the luck of the draw. Some of the command ship's abilities are not balanced. I feel that some of the abilities are better than others. For example, there are command ships that can only be used up to 3 times and they don't feel powerful at all. The game doesn't give a direction for players to attack other players. This means that players attack just because someone is winning or for the heck of it. There is elimination in the game, which can be okay, but Magblast tends to be on the longer side. I think for a game like this, I don't want to play with players who just want a game to be as long as possible. It can happen, at least in my previous experiences. I feel the more enjoyable games were the shorter ones. This is a no-brainer. The more players you have in a game, the more time a player is going to wait for a turn. Even though you can play with the maximum number of players, the game and downtime will be increased. When playing Magblast, it's best to play with negotiations in the game. Before I go into my final thoughts about the game, I would like to add this was one of the first games I played a lot when I was still in high school. Thinking about it back then and playing it now, my stance in games have changed, and I moved on from games like these. Though I don't mind playing it again. So here are my final thoughts. I think Magblast is an okay game. While it does have quite a few flaws, making space noises and the art in the game can make it enjoyable. The bottom line is, it's really a simple filler game. This has been the Cardboard Stacker, and thanks for watching.